Alright, hey guys. So with Dungeons well on its way, oh man, who am I kidding? They're not gonna release Dungeons. Anyway, I figured it was time to talk about some of the best armors you can get your hands on in Hypixel Skyblock. As you guys know, there are lots of different sets currently available to the player. As you see here, I got like 5 different sets, although, Tux doesn't have a helmet. And I have 5 more in an ender chest, and these are the sets that I keep on me that I consider usable. Now, the ones that I almost never use are thrown into this bag, while, the good ones that actually see some use are kept in my ender chest. I'm going to quickly go over the ones that are not used as much for me, and then we'll go look at the actual good sets. So, we know this suit set, this is good for the Cherry Festival. Really should pick one up if you don't have one, and you plan on running the event to farm gifts. Revenant set, really good for Slayer. If they ever release the next tier Slayers, will probably be required. If you ever plan on doing Slayer, make sure you get this as well. Decent set for farming zombies. Bat set, another event set for the Spooky Festival. This armor set is pretty solid. No really complaints here. Maybe if they had like a hard Spooky event boss, this would be even better. Crystal set, Crystal set is okay. It gives you a lot of intelligence. It's used to clear like a quest. Besides that, it doesn't see much use besides filling up a mana bar for dragons. So it is kind of useful, but again, not too important. The last set we got in here is Mastiff. Good for wolves, but you can fight them in Superior currently. Again, this might not even be good enough when next tier Slayer comes out, unless this armor gets an upgrade. So not required, but if you do Slayer and you have good gear, really good pickup. So let's talk about the good armor. We got Tarantula set. This set is technically, fits in with the Slayer armor we just looked at. Not too good, but it has its use. You can use it against spiders if you don't have the good enough gear to beat it in Superior. Again, it'll have really good use once they update Slayer. There's also the Angler set. Angler set is pretty solid for fishing if you do fishing a lot. Right then. Really solid choice, especially when I'm fishing. The last other set, which is definitely one of the top sets you should probably pick up, is a young armor set with either farmer boots or no farmer boots. Maybe you have one set of each, right? Definitely a good pickup, considering lots of skills benefit from being fast. You can use it to grind summon eyes, lots of other stuff, so definitely get on that. So let's talk about the good armor. So that's the Tux, the Blaze armor, Frozen Blaze, to be accurate, and Superior. Now, these sets are definitely the best, and we're going to kind of talk about why. Let's start with Blaze. Blaze is probably one of the most damage-heavy sets. It is not much more than Superior, but it gives you a big enough damage boost. However, it gives you a lot less defensive stats. So you see right now, we have 1100 life and only 585 defense. That is terribly low. We do one hit though, 36656. I'm using like a Reaper Falchion or something, some weak sword. That's an okay hit, not with like a gear. Looking at our stats, our strength is fairly high, 400. Crit damage is 364. Pretty low, but strength is worth a lot more than crit damage, so it's fine that our crit damage is relatively low. However, our HP and defense being low is not good. Now, if we had something like the Blaze Pet to buff it, that would be good. But, then you'd be like, what do you use with Superior to compare it with? So, it's really hard to make that comparison. Then we got full Superior on. Doodle whack. Surprisingly, it does a little less damage than Superior. Now, there's a few reasons for this. Strength is really good, but Superior is just an all-around powerhouse. As you can see, we have about 50 less strength, but we gain about 80 crit damage. We are also gaining about 5% bonus stats because of the Superior armor ability, plus the Reforge. Strong Reforge gives us 3 more strength and 3 more crit damage per piece. Blaze armor definitely has a lot going for it, stat-wise, or, strength. However, it's just not good enough to keep with Superior. If I was actually using a piece, the strength would probably outweigh the damage, but on such a low stat equipment, no pots, no nothing, it's not compensating enough. But once you're up there in high gear, the strength helps a bit. The strength is a lot more valuable than crit damage, and it doesn't seem like that right now, looking at the numbers I just put out. But by a long shot, Superior is definitely one of the current best sets in the game. Now, it will probably be, overshadowed once they release the new tier of items. Hopefully, they come out soon. I don't know when they're coming, but anyway, this is the best we can get. Really expensive, but really worth picking up. Be careful if you try to buy it lately, though. Apparently, this duping is really rampant right now. I'm hearing people losing lots and lots of items from buying from AH, and then just being deleted because they're blacklisted items. So be careful with that. The last set we got here is the Tux. Now, the Tux is a pretty solid set. Just to give you a little comparison, 374. Now, if we put on Tux with the Frozen Place helmet, we get a nice little boost of like 10% or so. Again, our numbers are really low, don't have pots on, don't have all our talismans, aren't using a good sword, but it still gives us a good idea of the numbers, like approximately. And you get more damage. However, the risk for using Tux is very high. 250 HP, low defense, lots of mana. So my idea is in dungeons, if you're able to avoid damage, it will probably be used for like a mage build, like a DPS mage or a DPS ranger build that can avoid the damage. That sounds like a really cool idea because you have lots of mana, so you have lots of mana to use abilities, which means you're more so like good for a spell-based class. I think they want to use for Tux in dungeons because it slowly got phased into dragons. That would be really cool if they went ahead with that. Actually, a really good idea. I hope to see something like that. Because you use like Guardian Pet and have like a really cool magic build, but they need to fix Guardian Pet as well. So yeah, that's kind of like all the armor sets. Again, Superior, definitely the best. If you want like the best armor, make sure you pick it up. If you don't have much money, maybe invest in Strong. It's a really good alternative to Blaze armor. You'll definitely be a little weaker than Superior, but it'll be worth it since you don't spend too many coins on it. So that'll be it for me, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Maybe leave a sub if you made it this far, and I will catch you guys for Monday's video. Take care, guys. Bye.